Hey Dabbers, and welcome back to another Dab 2000 video. And today, me and Junior are going to be remaking not another movie, but a show this time. We're doing the Book of Boba Fett because me and Junior both agreed that
it sucked.
It didn't really suck. It was just disappointing because it was more about Mando and stuff. But if you don't know, I'm Dab 2000 and this is Junior. And we are going to be I already said that. Yes.
It's hot down here.
Alright, so we are fixing the Book of Boba Fett. Ooh. Now, we have our Funkos.
I stumble, guys.
You got Boba Fett Fennec, and I have Cad Bane. And yeah, if you haven't seen our last episodes, like how we remade Batman and Robin or the Eternals, go check those out. I just made a playlist of all the remakes we made, and this will be on there, of course, because
we've only made 2.
Well, this is the 3rd one.
Yes.
So, and I almost forgot. This episode wasn't chosen by us.
Chosen by your fans.
It was chosen by you guys. So I put a community post on my channel. It is only accessed on phones. I'm pretty sure it's not on any iPads I'm aware of. But I chose I gave you guys some options, and you guys chose we remake the Book of Boba Fett. And at the end of this episode, I will tell you guys the second highest one, and that's what we're going to do next week.
I may or may not have voted.
Yeah, Junior may or may not have voted on the post that I was doing. But you guys chose Book of Boba Fett, so we're going to remake the Book of Boba Fett.
And I convinced people to pick Book of Boba Fett.
Yeah. And then stay tuned for the end, because the second highest vote on the thing, that's our next week's episode. Junior, it was supposed to be at the end. You guys don't know yet. We're wearing Boba Fett sweatshirts because they're
We got
cool.
these.
Stop playing Stumble, guys.
Mine never loaded.
So I guess let's get started with some information. So this is continued right after Mandalorian Season 2.
Oh,
I
wrote a lot.
Which is obvious because at the end it said the Book of Boba Fett is coming next. And
by the way, I typed mine on auto speaker because I was lazy this weekend.
Alright, so the Book of Boba Fett has 7 episodes, and each of them are about 30 to 40 minutes long. 30 to 50 minutes long.
I don't have Disney Plus.
Yes, you do.
Not on this.
Not on your phone.
I already shut it off.
Oh, man.
I gotta do battery.
So basically, it's got 7 episodes. Each of them are about 30 to 50 minutes long, except for the last episode, which is an hour and 2 minutes or something. So, there you go. It has 60% on Rotten Tomatoes and a 55% on audience score, which isn't really the best for audience score, because if you know that, the popcorn bucket is flipped and spilt on it.
Wait, what was the audience score?
55. So it's alright, but it's still not the best, if you guys cared about the Rotten Tomatoes and audience score. And it's directed by Jon Favreau, which is also who directed The Mandalorian and Iron Man and a lot of other stuff. So
the question we should be asking is what is in Fennec Shannon's hair? That's the question we should be asking.
No, we shouldn't.
Yeah, because she has a weird stuff in her hair. That's the question we should be asking here.
Okay. So, who's going to remake it first?
Rock, paper, scissors.
Rock, paper, scissors? Okay.
Okay, good, I do it.
You're gonna do it?
This movie, I think, needed help. A lot of help.
What? Okay.
I think this show needed a lot of help. I hope post literally would add make it better.
Wait, what'd you do?
I don't know. I will post literally would add make it better. By
Who would make it better?
it a movie and
You don't have to read the exact thing
it
it says.
is not like he's not like fighting for Lando.
Lando
Stuff.
would be in it?
My
Wait.
auto speaker didn't work.
Wait.
My text got messed up. The auto speaker didn't work.
Just say what you would have said if you wrote it down.
I don't remember.
Junior.
Auto speaker.
So wait, would you say Lando?
No, I didn't ever say Lando.
Who did you say?
Say anything with Lando.
Who'd you say?
Nothing.
Let me look at this. He's fighting for Lando.
No, land. It's land.
Land and
He's
stuff.
not fighting for land.
Just
Oh, yeah. So he's not fighting for land. And I don't need this.
He's not fighting for land?
Mm-hmm.
So you're not going to read that? You're just going to remember what he
Yeah.
said?
So it's not about land.
Him getting land.
It sort of is. So basically he already has land. And the first episode is basically just flashbacks. Like, stuff like that.
So are you, like, keeping the flashbacks?
Yeah. All the flashbacks are the same. And... So basically, Jabba the Hutt's ancestors are trying to take over the land because they want it back. They want the palace back.
Okay.
So that's what they try to do. And Boba Fett is like, no, I don't think so.
No.
It's like, you have to fight for it. And then they're like, okay. And they don't. I have a cold, I'm sorry.
Oh,
And they don't fight. They don't fight in that episode, but they have the flashbacks and stuff.
So wait, are we on episode 2?
No, that was 1. And then episode 2 is more flashbacks, and Jabba the Hutt come, and they say all of that.
Do you want me to tell you what the flashbacks were in episode 2?
No. The flashbacks from the movie. The
From
show.
episode 2?
Yeah. And then that's it for episode 2.
What? He just fights?
No, the flashbacks.
That's it.
He fought in the flashbacks all the time.
So there's no anything going on with the public thing?
Yeah, there is.
Then what is it? You just said it was just flashbacks.
Yeah, well, Jabba the Hutt's ancestors come and talk to them and stuff.
Okay, is the Wookiee in it? Like, did
Yeah,
they show the... Okay.
yeah. And then Boba Fett, and then Boba Fett's like, no, and stuff like that.
Is that episode 2?
Yeah. And then episode 3, they get ambushed by the ancestors. So there's 2 Jabba the Hutt ancestors.
Okay, yeah.
And they get ambushed by their henchmen.
Like the ones in the show?
Yeah. And they get ambushed by their henchmen. And they attack them all. And then, Kakashika? I don't know his name.
You mean
Wookiee.
the
Wookiee.
The Wookiee
Yeah, the
thing?
Grey Wookiee.
Yeah.
So, and then he fights Boba Fett, and then Fennec comes and then stabs like a tranquilizer in his shoulder.
Who's?
The Wookiee.
The Wookiee.
No, in the side of the neck, because he has like shoulder pads. And then he gets knocked out, and then that's...
Episode 3.
Yeah. And then episode 4, they like...
Wait, do you know how much episodes there are?
No.
There's 7.
Oh, God.
And you're on episode 4. That's why I planned mine out. If you guys don't know, I have written episodes like this before. In the Eternals, I made the Eternals into a show instead of a movie. Continue, Junior, with your pitch.
And then the 4th episode, they're trying to get the Wookiee to help them and tell them where the ancestors live. I'm not going to say that. I'm just going to say Jabba the Hutt's brothers.
Not Jabba the Hutt's ancestors?
Yeah, because that's stupid. So, Fett has to convince the Wookiee guy to tell him where the Jabba the Hutt's brothers and sisters and stuff live, and why they want the palace, and flashbacks come back.
Yeah. More flashbacks. So, do you know what the flashbacks are in episode 4?
Yeah.
They're him meeting Fennec Shan.
Mm-hmm. But
that's actually the last flashback of the show.
Mm-hmm.
Episode 4 is the last flashback episode. I'm just letting you know. So if you like episode 5 has a flashback, well, you have to make a new flashback because that was it for the.
Thanks for letting me know, because I was gonna say that.
Because there's no flashbacks in episode 5, 6,
and then
and 7.
that's it for episode 4.
That's it?
Yeah.
I kind of don't know what just happened. You just said flashbacks happen and then Jabba the Hutt's ancestors.
But you weren't listening. They have to figure out the plan.
Oh, okay,
They figure out all of that crap.
Okay.
They take a dump.
Episode 5?
Yeah.
This is the... So if you guys don't know, episode 5 is the first episode that shows Mando, which kind of ruined the show because it wasn't about Boba Fett, it was more about Mando. So is Mando in it?
Yeah.
Wait, what? Wait, what?
So Fennec goes to get Mando.
Okay.
Mando only takes like 1 episode.
Okay.
Not like 8.
It took 3. It took 3 of the episodes. What was that?
I hate this.
What was that? You're like, hey, boy.
Okay, so, and then he goes, my bad. Fennec goes to get Mando, gets Mando, but Mando won't help them until they go get Baby Yoda.
Dang.
So they go get Baby Yoda, get that, Luke and all of that, so go with all of that, and then Baby Yoda goes with
Wait,
Mando.
is it just Fennec or is Boba Fett there?
No, both is not there.
So, the show called Book of Boba Fett. Boba Fett isn't even in this episode.
No. So then...
Okay.
So then Mando goes in his ship and flies off, but then Fennec doesn't have a ship, so she kind of has to like hang on, like take off. And then Fennec has a cooler.
So Fennec got Grogu, right?
Grogu? What's Grogu?
Grogu.
Grogu, yeah. Fennec has a cool helmet though. It's like a knight with horns and stuff. It's really cool. And then
information that no one needed.
Yes, you did. And then it's hard when you don't have
notes. That's why you don't speak into the
I use
microphone.
auto speaker, okay?
You did it last 2 episodes.
Yeah, because they did 2 hours. So, and then, that's it for that episode. So now episode 6. So episode 6,
That's when the Jedi stuff happened, but you did that an episode earlier. With Luke.
Yeah.
So that already happened in episode 5.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then episode 6, they basically, it's really short. You ready? And it's actually really long. But they kill Jabba the Hutt stuff, do all of that, blow up the palace, and the Jabba the Hutt's palace, not the Boba Fett palace.
You know this isn't the last episode.
I know.
Oh. So you have something planned for the final episode? Okay.
But then Boba Fett realizes that the Jabba the Hutt's brothers and sisters were working for somebody.
It's Cad Bane, isn't it?
No.
Cad Bane isn't even in the show?
And then the next episode, he figures out who works for it.
Who they worked for?
Yeah, and it's Cad Bane. So, Cad Bane.
Cad Bane. I almost wrote Cad Beans in mine.
Cad Beans. So, and then Cad Beans comes. So, and then Cad Beans comes with all his
Bro.
henchmen, and then Mando and stuff is like not weak, like he gets shiny. He was like, my heart.
What?
So Mando and Boba and Fennec all fight. It's cool, and then The palace blows up.
Boba Fett's
Boba
palace?
Fett's palace blows up.
By Cad Bane?
Mm-hmm.
Dang.
Cad Beans.
That's
So,
tough.
and then he gets mad at Cad Beans. And Cad Beans gets on a land speeder and takes off into the desert. And then Boba Fett, Fennec, and Mando have to go chase him. But Fennec decides to stay and watch the castle and stuff.
Even though it's blown up.
Yeah, watch it burn.
Is Mando there?
Yeah. He went with Boba Fett.
Okay.
And then Cad Beans runs out of
Who runs out of beans? What did he run out of beans?
So Cad Beans stops. He stops at like an area. He stops at an area, Cad Beans, and Cad Beans grabs a staff basically with like a sharp. And
He
then
doesn't have a staff.
because it was on the speeder.
Okay.
And then Boba Fett grabs him too.
Grabs his Tusken Raider staff, right?
Yeah, his gaffy stick.
Oh, I didn't know what it was called. I just said Tusken staff in mind.
Gaffy stick.
But it's a, what's it?
A gaffy stick.
Gaffy stick? Okay.
So, and then, at least that's what my cousin told me.
Bro.
Dad 2000 Clay. No, Dad 2000 Forever told me.
Yeah.
So basically they fight, cool stuff like that. Don't really go into details. And then, so Boba Fett knocks him, like, grabs by the legs, and he, like, falls Cad Beans. And Cad Beans explodes. I'm just kidding. Cad Beans falls. and he's laying there. And then that, like, sharp part of the gaffy stick, Boba Fett stabbing Cad Beans' chest. And Cad Beans dies.
What? That was my main complaint. That Cad Bane died. That was yours too, and you just killed him?
Hush.
Oh my god.
And then Cad Beans dies. And then, and then they get, like, a new palace kind of area.
Okay. So not Jabba's palace anymore?
No. They rebuild it.
Sure. Let's do anything in your fix.
Bro, shut up. And then, so, yeah, that's it. And then there's one end credits scene.
You said there wasn't an end credit scene. I'm kind of confused because before this, I didn't listen to what his pitch was, but he said he didn't add an end credit scene. And and if you guys don't know, I have a habit of doing 2 end credit scenes.
Well, I got one.
All right. Last time he did one, he said "Ice to see you" in our Batman and Robin fix.
Rice to see you. That's funny. So Cad Bean's robot comes,
Oh, okay.
and he realizes Cad Beans is not dead.
Dang.
So they go in the ship, and he's in like Gatorade, blue Gatorade.
Blue Gatorade. You mean the bathtub?
Yeah.
That's it?
Yeah.
That was a good fix. I mean, it's kind of all over the place, I'm not going to lie.
Hold on.
But it's one of your
Bro, you
better
don't
ones.
understand. It's hard when your thing does not even work.
What's one of the better
Your
ones?
fixes don't work.
It's one of the better ones you've done. I mean, let's be honest, your
I'm
Eternals
fixing
one
it,
was
yeah.
kind of weird.
It was. I had a giant fish.
But, your Batman one wasn't that bad.
Was it?
And this one wasn't bad either. All
Well,
right,
let's
stop.
fall out eventually.
Yes. Just stop. Alright, so that's my turn. And if you guys don't know, I have an episode format and got 7 episodes of everything. And this time, took it upon myself to have little cliffhanger-ish for each episode, but not each episode has an end credit scene, only the last episode does. Alright. So basically my fix is like, keep all the flashbacks. Okay, stop. Keep all the flashbacks except for episode 3. I want to do something a little different for episode 3. Because in episode 3, the flashback is he finds the Tusken Raiders that all died. And then he goes and meets the Pikes after that. I kind of just don't want that. So I'm keeping all the other flashbacks except for episode 3. Because I'm having a little something for the Tusken Raiders later. Alright, episode 1.
He removed the pillows because he doesn't like them.
Boba Fett's rolling the place. He goes out in public one day, greets the people like he's the new ruler of this town.
Okay, we listen to me, I'll kill you.
Nothing like that at all. Okay, but the town has been treated by these mysterious people lately. And you could see, like, they're kind of terrified and kind of, like, scared. Not of them, but this person that's been running the town and treating them bad.
What do you mean?
Boba Fett is trying to figure out who did this, but then a group of random bounty hunters come up, okay, and comes out of nowhere, and they fight and take one as hostage. Bring him back to the base, and they hurt him for a little bit.
They take one as hostess cookies.
And then one of them say, like, they're asking him, who are you working for and stuff. He's working for the Pikes.
Knew it.
Boom. Episode 1 done. I didn't write that much for episode 1 because the main thing in episode 1 is the flashbacks, not you. He was pointing to himself. Alright, episode 2. So basically, most of this episode is just going to be the flashback because I just think the episode 2 is more about that Tusken Raider flashback thing of him, like, boarding the trade with the Pikes.
What? When did we have 2?
2 Funkos?
No, 2.
Junior stuff. Alright, so basically, when he gets out of the bathtub and talks with this town and stuff, after he starts making some rules for the town, someone knocks on the door.
Must have a big door.
So Boba opens the door.
Boba.
Boba Fett opens the door, and it's IG-88, Dengar, Bosk, Zuckuss, and 4 LOM.
What about Calum?
Calum? Who's Calum?
I hate you, Dab.
Who's Calum?
You guys know who Calum
Okay, look. These were Boba Fett's old bounty hunter friends. They were in Empire Strikes Back together.
Yeah, but you didn't add Calum.
Dude, we get to see more Bosk time.
Didn't add Calum.
Bosk is better.
Yeah.
I also added Dengar.
Yeah.
And Zuckuss.
No, Dengar's backstory. Stupid. Bro, why does he have a big head for the teepee? He's like teepeeing up.
Boba Fett is confused, and he says, what are you guys doing here? Then Dengar says, we're here to tell you to leave the Pikes.
Bro, Dengar got a big goose.
Tell you to leave the Pikes alone and their deals alone.
Guys, Dengar fell off a bike, and that's how he has a big goose egg.
Boba Fett's confused and says, I didn't do anything to the Pikes, which is true. And Zuckuss says, we gotta let Zuckuss have some talking time.
Zuckuss is like, me, call me please.
We need to have Zuckuss
is
talk.
like, Zuckuss, go home. and then both like, oh
my god, E.T. reference. And then Zuckuss says, you are now the ruler, and you are competing with the Pikes to rule this place. So, a little conflict. Boba Fett says, come on, guys. We used to be a team. You know, because they...
Come on! We used to be a team!
I mean, they did.
Why are you bullying me?
Alright, so Then Boss says, "Yeah, used to," in his creepily awesome boss voice.
Yeah, I'm gonna hit the Battlefront.
Then 4LOM says, "Just stay away from us and the Pikes deals," and then they walk away, and Boba Fett walks inside. But
I'm not crazy. For
the same Wookiee that was working for the Jabba thing, but now I make him work for the Pikes. He's a bounty hunter. Is on top
of the roof.
of the roof. That's the end of episode 2. Episode 3. So episode 3 has a flashback in it, but it was
I
like
forgot about the Rancor.
Oh yeah, I remembered about the Rancor, but I didn't want to add him because I didn't want him. So the Rancor's not even in my thing.
Same.
But Boba Fett sleeps in his bathtub. I already told you I'm not keeping the same flashback. I changed the flashback.
Guys, brush your teeth.
So basically, this is what the flashback is right here. He thanks the Tusken Raiders and leaves. And the Tusken Raiders say in their, like, Tusken voices, because they don't speak English, they say, if you need anything else, use the signal. And you know what the signal is.
Oh,
No.
Moose juice. My moose juice. My goose juice. My fruit juice.
No, it's the you know.
I'm up.
Alright, so then Boba leaves. Then the Wookiee grabs Boba Fett from the tub and chucks him. Yeet. We're playing hacky sack with Boba Fett. Sit down.
It's Boba.
And then, you know how Boba Fett was kind of a wimp? When he...
Kinda.
He is a wimp in the show.
Yeah.
So he basically threw him... Oh, by the way, those robot peoples aren't in my effects.
Peoples.
You know what I'm talking about. The guys that have, like, robot parts.
Yeah.
They're not in my effects. I completely cut in them out because I think that they were a waste of time.
They're not that cool.
They weren't.
That
They
one
really
guy did
weren't.
a 360 for no reason. He's just showing off his moves.
Alright. So the Wookiee throws him to the floor. Then, as Boba Fett's getting up, Wookiee grabs him and throws him to the wall. But the Wookiee made a big mistake. Because his armor's right there. But he can't get all of his armor. So basically, he just grabs his gauntlets. Because those are his powerful.
Because he's Thanos. No.
Why? Alright, so basically, he shoots him and stuff like that, and then he fires him, you know, cool fight, you know? He's not a wimp. He actually gets cool fight scenes without his armor, just his gauntlets, and he's that powerful. He shouldn't have been such a wimp in this movie, and be so not cool in this movie.
Sure.
So, I made him a little cooler. So, then Boba wins the fight, and brings the Wookiee outside and says to the people, and says, "This is what we do to people that betray us," and tases them in front of everyone. So, and then they put him in their prison, which is actually going to be the Rancor pit, but there's no Rancor in there, so it's just a pit. So, pit. Boba Fett needs an army, so he goes to the top of the hill and calls the Tusken Raiders. It should have just been random people as...
He's up on the hill like...
Don't you agree his army shouldn't have been just random people? It should have been the Tuskens.
Did he have an army?
He did. It was the robot people.
Yeah.
So I feel like he should have made the Tuskens his army. That would have been a lot cooler. So that's why I did that. So then...
Mando Season 2, top notch.
Not what we're talking about at all, but okay. So, the Tuskens come, Wait, I messed up. And then, the Pikes come with the bounty hunters, and Boba Fett comes outside with his Tuskens, and the Pikes force them to give their Wookiee, or they'll blow up the palace. So they give him the Wookiee, but the Wookiee has a tracker on him. Boom, episode 3 done. Episode 4.
Then we're only on episode 3. Are you serious?
Look how small episode I wrote episode 4. It's not that long. Episode 4 is mostly going to be about Boba Fett meeting Fennec.
Yep, that's it.
No, we have...
Episode 5.
No, it's got a little something in it, okay? Boba Fett wakes up in the bathtub and he's healed. He's done with flashbacks.
That's refreshing bath. Now time for some Kool-Aid. Oh, yeah.
So basically, he's done. He's done with bathtub stuff. He's done. No more flashbacks.
Because no one wants to see him in a bathtub.
Well, actually, yes, there is a flashback next episode. But he's not in a bathtub. You'll see why. You'll see why.
Yes, he wants to leave on this.
Alright, so he goes out in public and he goes to find the Pikes. So, he takes a couple of Tuscans with him, maybe like 5. You'll see why. He takes 5 and makes it to a house. And it's empty.
They turn into a house?
No. They go into a... It looks really like a really good house. So they think it's the Pikes there. They go in and it's empty. Then Boss comes out and beats him up. Like, I want good boss fight. Like, I want him to eat a Tuscan Raider.
I made a comic book out of paper, and it was cool. It was like Boss.
Like,
people
the only thing we've seen of Boss... No, I never mind. He's in the Clone Wars quite a bit.
Yeah, but he's not that cool.
Like, he's not that cool. I want Boss to be cool. So I want him, like... I want him to eat a Tuscan Raider.
If I show my comic to Star Wars, they're gonna be like, oh my goodness, Bosk is cool.
Okay, I want Bosk to eat a Tuscan. I want him to use his claws and slices one. I want him to use his gun.
Maybe
I want him to use his Bosk cooties.
This is gonna be TVMA.
I want him to use the Bosk toxins.
Just call it Bosk cooties.
Alright, so basically, and then, knocks Boba Fett out. Because Bosk is insane. I want him to eat. I don't know why I'm so...
He eats Boba Fett. I don't show you.
I don't...
Shows how much of a Bosk. Boba Lizard Man, coming soon.
I don't know why I have a session with that, but I want him to eat a Tuscan so bad. Tuscans...
Wait, is this episode 4?
Yeah. Tuscans just look so juicy. Just...
juicy Tuscan.
I want him to eat a Tuscan like a chicken wing. No, like corn. Like corn.
He's like, it's corn. A big lump of juice.
I want him to eat them like corn.
It's like a big lump of noodles.
Alright, so then, Boba Fett wakes up, and he's, like, hanged in chains and stuff in a room. Kind of like, Obi-Wan in Episode 2, like, he's hanging there and stuff, you know?
Or kind of like Luke.
And then, Luke?
He's, like, upside down. Like,
I don't think he does.
he's upside down, taking a nap.
Oh, yeah.
Yeti.
Then the Pikes tase him, because... Sorry, tasing... They took his suit off, too. So he's not powerful.
So he's like,
tases him, then leaves. Episode 4 ends. Episode 5. It starts with a flashback with a ship. Boba Fett breaks in with his team, which is Boss.
We don't need this.
Yeah. And then they're gonna steal credits.
I steal credits.
And they get to the main control center, and it's Captain Bosk. No, I'm kidding. It says Captain. And the captain, Bosk. There's 3 people in the room. There's the control center. There's the captain, and 2 people that roll one. Like
Control that shit.
Bosk eats one.
Man, Bosk is like, why can't I have play?
I want him to eat someone like corn.
He's like, it's corn.
And then, IG-88, I know he hasn't done anything in this, so I'm making him do something.
Bro,
He goes like bang to one, punches him.
IG-88 basically did Mando. I don't know if that's not IG-88, but that's still the same droid.
It's the same droid. He's an IG unit, but he's not IG-88.
IG-88's better, though.
Yeah. Punches one, and then the captain of the control center is afraid and says, no, please, I have a family and kids.
Dude, I said it wrong.
Boba Fett thinks about his dad and Django. When he died, when Django died, and he had no one.
He's like, I had a father.
Yeah. And then he holds back Dengar from killing the officer. They're confused, and Boba Fett kicks the absolute crap out of them.
Kicks the orange apples out of his mouth.
And Boba Fett wins because he needs to be powerful and beats his own team up. I just think that's kind of cool.
Why does he beat his own team up?
Because they were going to kill him, and he didn't want him to.
The officer?
Yeah, the captain. Alright, I'll continue, okay? Then, we're done. Okay, Boba Fett says, we're done doing this, and leaves. Boba Fett wakes up in jail. That's his flashback in jail, because he slept. Fennec Shand breaks in and frees Boba Fett. And she says we have to go, but Boba Fett says, I need my armor, blah, blah, blah. So they sneak around, like cool sneaking around detective stuff, you know? Secretive stuff. I want that in a Book of Boba Fett episode.
Secret invasion.
So they get a suit and leave, but before they leave, they find out what the Pikes are doing.
They are cooking up a beef stew.
Kinda.
Are you serious?
No. The Pikes are making all the food and water have spices in it.
So it is kinda.
Kinda, yeah. They're making all the food and water have spices in it so they can kill the whole town. And then they leave. Boba Fett and Fennec leave and start walking in the middle of the desert. Episode 6.
Is that all episode 6?
Yeah.
Nice.
Here's episode 7.
Well, at least one was done.
Oh my God. Alright, episode 6. Boba Fett. Boba Fett and Fennec are walking in the desert. Because they're on Tatooine and everything's in the desert. And then they find a little town.
Little.
And it's called Vanth. You know who that is.
Yeah.
So, appropriate.
The Marshal.
Is there, and then they walk into the main bar where they always go, get a drink of water, you know, learn a little bit more about other towns.
Get grape juice.
You know?
Yeah.
They learn more about other towns, and then a ship comes in. And pirates start coming out of the ship. And Hondo comes out.
He's like,
bro, he's back!
let's continue with the Millennium Falcon right at Disney.
Hondo's back! I want him back so bad.
He's never been in a movie. The only time you can see him
hasn't.
in live action is at the Disney World ride.
I know.
And
he
then
needs-
he looks great.
He needed to be in Book of Boba Fett.
He looks great in live action form.
So he comes to Cobb Vanth. He says, do you have my stuff? Cobb Vanth says, do you have my money? So they make a trade, and the pirates start loading crates on board. Boba Fett is confused and opens the crate, and it's weapons. So Boba Fett goes to Cobb Vanth, says, what are you going to do? What is going on? I said, what the is going on? Then Cobb says, they've been coming here for weeks, destroying the town and saying they won't stop until they get what they want. And leaves. So they leave every time. So they gave them what they want this time. So Boba Fett and Cobb and Fennec make a plan to stop them. So they beat them up, cut their engines off, and fight. You know, cool fights with pirates, you know? That's what we need, right? And then they win. Hondo gets captured by Boba Fett, and they think, and then Cobb thanks Boba Fett, and they leave. Cool. They get back to the palace. Put Hondo in jail, which is their Rancor pit, okay?
Okay.
Then they hear screaming outside. Yeah. So they go outside, and Boba Fett, and then it's Cad Bane. Cad Bane's outside, torturing some civilians. Cad Bane says, Boba Fett, the Pikes are mad for what you did, so there is going to be a war tomorrow at noon, if you like it or not, and leaves. Fennec says we have a lot of Tuskens left, but we still need someone to help us. Well, Fett grins and says, I have someone in mind. Mando music plays. Episode 7! Final episode. I feel like Mando should have showed up in episode 7.
No,
We start off the episode with the same way episode 5 started off in the real Mandalorian, in the real Book of Boba Fett. He slices up some dudes with his...
It's basically Book of Mandalorian.
with his darksaber, slices some guys, and then gets his credits, and then he gets call from Boba Fett to come. So he comes up. Mando comes. Yeah.
He goes.
All right, and then Mando comes, and they greet.
Bro, my sweater has fuzz on it.
Boba Fett gets him into, talks to him of what's happening, and then they go outside. There's two sides of a battlefield going on. One side, there's Boba Fett, and then in front of the line, and then Fennec and Mando next to him. And then Tusken Raiders all behind him. The other side, the Pike boss. I tried to search up what his name is, but literally, they called him the Pike boss. That's it. They didn't give him a name. They called him Pike boss.
Call him like 4.
I needed a name, but I didn't give him a name. So there's the Pike boss in front, bounty hunters next to his side, a bunch of Pike warriors behind him. Are you stupid? It's Cad Bane and Boba Fett's team. I've been saying that this whole time. Okay. Boba Fett looks at Fennec and Mando. Oh wait, I skipped a couple. Behind him. The other. The boss says, you only had one chance to surrender, and that is now. So, do you yield? Now, so what will you do, Boba Fett? Boba Fett looks at Mando and Fennec, and they both nod. Boba Fett says, we fight to the death. Winner rules the town. What do you say? Pike smiles and says, you made a great mistake. Boom. They fight. They run towards each other, fight each other. Fennec fights Dengar. Dengar loses and dies.
Did they actually say, do you yield in it?
No, they didn't. Mando fights Bosk, which is an epic fight, you know. But Bosk gets really hurt, but manages to leave.
You made Dengar die. Dengar's like your favorite.
Yeah. Boba Fett and Cad Bane fight each other. And it's an awesome fight, but Cad Bane's armor is messed up.
Cad Bane's. Guys, Cad Bane's is turned into a green bean.
So he can't use his fire, grappling hook, jetpack, anything. And Cad Bane literally just says, I was just warming you up for the boss. And then flies off and leaves. That's it. The Pike's boss has a Tusken staff from the boss of the Tuskens that he just killed. So there's some stuff. So Boba Fett takes out his, and they fight. Really cool fight with Gaffy staffs. Boba Fett wins, kills the Pike boss, and then after he does that, everyone stops fighting and bows down to Book of Boba Fett. Why did I say that? To Boba Fett. And after a couple hours, Boba Fett and Mando shake hands. Boba Fett leaves, and Boba Fett sits on his throne, and the camera zooms out slowly. Boom, end. And then it says, The Mandalorian Season 3 coming soon. That's it.
I'm just asking, were you serious about that spicy taco?
Oh, I do have 2 end credit scenes.
Oh, cool.
Alright, first end credit scene. It's Cad Bane. Boss, IG88, Zuckus, and 4LOM. As you know, Dengar is in there. Can you see if it's still recording the video?
It's not.
Is it actually?
No, it is.
Okay. So basically, are on a ship with someone, Cad Bane says to the mystery someone on the other side of the camera. Both have betrayed us all. But I think your help, we can with your help, we can destroy him. So, are you in or out? The camera turns to the persons. It's two. And it's Embo and Aurora Sings.
Who's that?
You'll see. And they say, we're in. Now, if you don't know who that is, I did take some pictures. It's him
Yes, sir.
and her.
Yes, sir.
And for you guys, it's her
And he's like my favorite
and
Star Wars
him.
character. I love him. He's such a good Star Wars character. He's one of my favorites.
So he's teased to be in a possible season 2 for Book of Boba Fett.
Bro, that girl, she's like, has a big stick.
And then, second end credit scene. Boba Fett takes out Honda from the prison. Okay? Puts him in cuffs and is waiting for the person to buy him. A hooded figure comes out and says,
I would like to buy
Boba Fett says, do you have my money? The person throws Boba Fett the credits, like in a sack or something, you know?
In a sack.
The person, and then Boba Fett's curious and says, why do you want this man? The man pulls down his hood.
It's Ezra Bridger.
And it's Ezra Bridger.
Is it actually?
Yes. And says, an old friend.
I knew it. It's because of...
Oh, Rebels.
It's because of Rebels.
Oh, my God.
And
You
all
weren't
it
expecting
means-
that, were you?
Ezra Bridger. Bro,
Yeah.
I called it before you even said it. What do
Yeah.
you mean?
But you didn't know he
It's
was going to be in it.
But it's obvious because Ezra Bridger is the only person who's like
Still alive.
Wakanda.
Yeah.
And Ezra hopefully is gonna be in like Ahsoka show. Because I think Hera is, and if Hera is, then Sabine. No. I hate her name. I hate the name Sabine. I don't know why. It's just such a weird name.
Alright,
I'm sorry if your name's Sabine. I don't mind that, but I just don't like Sabine.
alright. So what do you think about Remake?
I like Hera and stuff. What?
Did you like my fix?
Yeah, that was good.
Alright.
Cool.
So, there's our fixes for the Book of Boba Fett. What did you guys think? What did you think of Junior's fix and my fix? Down below in the comment section. How would you guys fix Book of Boba Fett? Down in the comment section. And next week's episode, it might not be next week, but next episode of Remake, we are remaking Transformers Revenge of the Fallen. So stay tuned for that. And me and Junior will check you guys on another remake and another Dad 2000 video.